I've never had it easy in WWE. I've had injuries. I was released twice, and just when I had scratched and clawed my way to the top, my in-ring career was over. I could have sat at home, satisfied with what I accomplished, but I decided that's not how I wanted my story to end. I wanted to show myself, my family, and anyone who's gone through adversity in life that you need to take on whatever challenges you face and fight for your dreams.
Well, we might as well get on the Daniel Bryan bandwagon.
The Miracle Kid! The Miracle Kid! 77,000 chanting in unison. Yes, yes, yes.
Right after I graduated high school, I moved from Washington down to Texas to train at Shawn Michaels School. It wasn't too long after that I was signed by WWE. When I first got signed by WWE in 2000, I had no idea really what to expect. Most of the guys on TV had been wrestling for years and years, and at that point I'd only been wrestling for 6 months. Since I was still really new to all this, I was sent to hone my craft at WWE's developmental territory, which at the time was in Memphis. Luckily, William Regal was a trainer there, and he helped me out a lot. So with the WWE contract and Hall of Fame trainers, Bryan Danielson was on the fast track to success, right? No, not quite. I was released in 2001, the first time I was released by WWE. It was really hard, actually, because I really didn't know what to do. William Regal told me this is a chance to learn. This is a chance to go travel the world, find who you are as a wrestler, and find who you are as a person. So I went back to the Indies and touring in Japan. But soon after that, in 2003, Bryan Danielson made his triumphant return to WWE. Well, sort of.
Bryan Danielson from Aberdeen, Washington.
I returned for some one-off matches on WWE's weekend shows, Sunday Night Heat and Velocity.
I like this kid. Look at that. Nice monkey flip. Well, you know, this Bryan Danielson is a very accomplished young man. We've seen him in the past, and he's very, very good.
I didn't really have a goal other than it was good exposure on TV. And one of these matches happened to be against a young up-and-comer named John Cena. Surely this would be my big break, right?
Welcome, everybody, to WWE Velocity. Michael Cole here alongside Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. We kick things off with John Cena against a local competitor named Bryan Danielson.
I gotta say, Cole, I'm surprised Cena's not rapping at all tonight.
Well, that's because John Cena is focused. He's facing Brock Lesnar on SmackDown next week, and he's going to make an example of Bryan Danielson right here tonight.
Whoa, he works his way out.
A bit of a Houdini job right there.
He's showing absolutely no pity now, guys. He's inflicting some serious pain here. Oh, I think this man means business. Back in control of Cena, right back to the arm.
Great strategy, weaken the poor, powerful Cena by taking away one of his arms.
Bryan sticking to his wheelhouse, not taking any unnecessary risks here against John Cena.
Oh, just looking to control and neutralize the bigger man. Cena, though, back to his feet, and Bryan continues to work on the arm, but now Cena, test of strength, and you don't want to get into a power battle with John.
Absolutely not. Cover here.
And a kick out. And again, Cena powering Danielson down.
Oh, look at this incredible core strength by Danielson.
Cena cannot believe that he can't get Danielson's shoulders on the mat. Gonna try it again, and Danielson able to reverse and send Cena flying. Incredible sequence.
Oh, man, Cena just took Danielson's head off.
As we say, sometimes there's no replacement for brute force.
Great offense by John Cena.
John Cena is showing his strength there in the early going, getting the upper hand on Danielson.
Yeah, Danielson's got some technical skill, but he's starting to be overwhelmed by Cena's brute force.
Yeah, but if you count him out now, guys, you'd be making a very big mistake. Mark my words.
Ooh! John Cena with the offense.
Oh, what incredible power! Wow, what a vertical suplex!
I think Cena is a little surprised by the offense of this relative unknown.
Cena's new attitude may have made him overlook Danielson, but if he refocuses, he should easily take control back here.
This guy can go toe-to-toe with anybody. Kicks out in time. Wow. What a scoop slam.
John Cena got him there.
We're witnessing a level of punishment that can only be described as severe.
Strong impact from Bryan Danielson.
Oh boy, he is rolling. We're seeing that trademark ruthless aggression from John Cena, and it's overwhelming Danielson.
Danielson isn't used to the big stage, guys. Cena's got this all wrapped up. Can he score the pin?
He's a long way from a 3 count, I can tell you that.
Big Match John is not going to go down that easily.
He has such a wide array of offense from anywhere in the ring.
He's making a statement here with this attack.
Showing some quickness there. If you're Bryan Danielson, what do you do at this point as he whips Cena across the ring?
Oh, Cena gets up a boot just in time.
And now John Cena looking to take over. Looking to put Bryan Danielson where he wants him. And here's the cover. And he got him. Cena with the win over Bryan Danielson.
Here is your winner, John
Valiant effort by
Cena.
Danielson, but Cena was just too much tonight.
A hard-fought victory tonight for Cena. Gotta be impressed with Cena tonight.
A lot of guys would have parlayed competitive matches on heat and velocity into being signed full-time to WWE, but that's not how things turned out. It's like my wife Bree likes to say, if anything was easy for me, I wouldn't be Daniel Bryan. But before I could become Daniel Bryan, I was Bryan Danielson. And as Bryan Danielson, I went on quite the run through the Indies. Over the course of 7 years, I won my first world championship and had some amazing matches against guys who went on to become major WWE superstars. Guys like Seth Rollins, Cesaro, all sorts of guys all over the place. A lot of hardcore fans even say these were some of the best matches of my career. Personally, I credit these matches and opponents for helping me build the foundation I would later need to make it as a WWE superstar. Fans on the indie scene weren't the only ones who took notice, because in 2010, WWE re-signed me and Daniel Bryan was officially born.
My name is Daniel Bryan. I've been wrestling all over the world, and finally, I have an opportunity here in the WWE.
Although much like childbirth, as I've heard from my wife, this was also a somewhat painful experience. I came back as part of NXT, which wasn't like the NXT that you know and love today. At the time, NXT was a reality show with rookies and pro mentors. Unfortunately, my pro was The Miz.
People say that you're great, that you're a star, that you're ready for the WWE. Do you think you're ready?
Yes, yes I do.
Well, one thing you have to learn about the WWE is you have to expect anything.
I guess in Miz's mind, beating a little bit of respect into his NXT rookie.
Believe it or not, we didn't get along very well back then either. I think the most ridiculous thing we had to do in NXT was the obstacle course. Okay, so you're gonna do the monkey bars. Then we go in the ring and juggle. Juggle. Then you're gonna see how fast you can drink soda. Side note, it was actually supposed to be a hot dog eating contest. When they realized I was vegan and they didn't have any vegan hot dogs, they turned it into a soda drinking contest.
I didn't know vegans could drink soda.
Not drink at all.
I hadn't drank any soda in years. Think, watching that on TV, a grown man just drinking soda from a cup. That's it. Despite that, I did have the tremendous opportunity to show the WWE Universe what I was capable of when I got to face the World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Jericho. I loved watching Chris Jericho from the time I was in high school, the stuff that he did in WCW, being able to go against the World Champion on NXT on the first show. Win, lose, or draw, that elevates you, and I was very thankful for that opportunity.
We're on the inaugural episode of NXT. The World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho taking on the Miz's rookie, Daniel Bryan.
I've been looking forward to this main event. WrestleMania is on the horizon, but tonight is a WrestleMania of sorts for all the NXT rookies.
Well, Daniel Bryan was excited earlier in the night to be out on the biggest stage of his life, but that was before he knew he was going to face the World Heavyweight Champion. He's going to have to learn to take Miz's advice if he wants to survive here.
Now we have Daniel Bryan on the attack.
Miz on the outside mentoring Daniel Bryan. Chris Jericho, the World Heavyweight Champion, who defends the championship against Edge at WrestleMania.
Yeah, what could be going through Chris Jericho's mind knowing that in 33 days at WrestleMania, Jericho will go one-on-one with Edge? Overlooking this rookie right now could be dangerous for Jericho.
I've got to say, I'm surprised to see Bryan actually testing the champion here a bit. It must be the inspiration from The Miz that's propelling this offense. Byron questioned Chris Jericho's current mindset. I'll tell you what's going through Jericho's mind. Perhaps teaching this rookie some respect, teaching him why he's the best in the world, and that no rookie is a match for the World Heavyweight Champion. He hits a nasty uppercut.
Offense like this is exactly how a competitor takes control of a match.
Emotions have been running high all night, guys. Daniel Bryan has to put everything that happened earlier in the rearview mirror and focus on Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho's middle name might as well be Showboat.
Oh, elbow caught him right on the bridge of the nose.
Now the head scissors applied.
Oh, man, that's just nasty.
You gotta believe this one's over.
Oh, and a terrific reversal by Chris Jericho.
Oh, man. You can say whatever you want to say about The Miz. He's a loudmouth, but he's the unified tag team champion. He's the United States champion. And the fact of the matter is, this guy, Daniel Bryan, has to show some respect for the WWE Pro.
Yeah, respect is due to The Miz. I mean, just because Miz comes out here in the WWE Universe, disrespects him for absolutely no reason, doesn't give Bryan the permission to do the same thing.
And it's Bryan showing some agility. Observing the relationship between The Miz and Daniel Bryan, I don't think there's any chance Bryan is going to forget the embarrassment he went through earlier. So what if Daniel Bryan doesn't want to show Miz any respect?
What if he's going to get the hell beaten out of him? What's going to happen? He's not going to make it far if he continues discord with The Miz.
Just a step quicker, it looks like.
Daniel Bryan has had compounding problems tonight, and the main one is standing ringside.
Yeah, but Miz isn't in the ring, Saxton. The World Heavyweight Champion is. If Daniel Bryan has an issue with The Miz, now is not the time to worry about it.
Daniel Bryan with a great offensive show.
I'm still watching The Miz lurking at ringside. Why is The Miz even out here? The way he's treated Daniel Bryan has been demoralizing.
There's no way that Jericho's going to lose to this guy.
Yeah, but the way this match is going, it's a real possibility.
Jericho, though, needs a breather, and he rolls out of the ring to try to do that.
A wise maneuver from a wily veteran.
I'm not sure if Jericho's going to get much rest time.
What's this guy doing? Daniel Bryan with a suicide dive right off the announce desk.
Looks like Bryan might have bounced off the announce desk himself.
I don't think Miz liked the fact that Bryan threw his body in harm's way, and I can't say I blame him. What's this guy thinking?
Back in from the floor.
Guys, you're getting ahead of yourself. There's gotta be some sort of miracle.
Boy.
See, I told you.
Oh, boy.
This one's over now. Roll him into the walls of Jericho. Tap him out, Chris.
Bryan's trying to fight it.
Rolls through. What a counter by the technician, Daniel Bryan.
Oh, my God.
Heel hook is in.
Jericho's in trouble.
Jericho trying. Is he going to tap? Is he going to tap?
He may have no choice.
He made it to the bottom rope.
You've got to be impressed, Michael, from what we're seeing from Daniel Bryan.
Did he win yet, Byron?
Daniel Bryan thinks he...
Oh, breaker!
You can't allow a veteran like Jericho any time to recover.
You're right, Corey. That was a rookie move. And now he's going to pay for it, Byron.
That very well may be the case, Michael.
This loser's going to lose again. Lion Tamer.
Can Bryan hold on?
Tap out, nerd.
You got your wish, Cole. Daniel Bryan fought valiantly, but just couldn't hang with a champ.
Yeah, this time, experience was just too much for Daniel Bryan.
And listen, Miz has got to be so disappointed, and I don't blame him. Luck of the draw, Miz got this loser to be his protege, and now Miz a little bit of tough love here.
Whoa, tough love? Give me a break.
Tough love.
This is ridiculous.
Miz is obviously frustrated with his star pupil.
Oh, yeah, so you're frustrated, so that's okay. Now you can beat him up?
Yeah, start winning some matches, then you won't get beat up anymore.
It's ridiculous.
Disrespect me now, huh? I'm a champion.
Miz has lost his mind.
Lying on his back, looking at the lights again. You would think a high-profile match with the World Heavyweight Champion would solidify my status in WWE, right? Nope. Just a few months later, I was released. For those of you keeping track at home, this was the second time I was released by WWE. I thought this time I might be done with WWE for good. But not long after my release, I returned at SummerSlam. When WWE called me, they said, hey, if you want to come back, that's for the main event of SummerSlam. Main eventing SummerSlam, it's just super cool. Old school pay-per-views still holds special meaning. Not long after SummerSlam, my strained relationship with The Miz picked up right where it left off.
Let me tell you something. I'm the pro. I am the talent.
The Miz is almost a perfect adversary for me because we are so polar opposite. The one thing I do respect about Miz, he works very, very hard.
You and me, U.S. Championship match. Yes or no?
Yes.
We had our first match against each other at Night of Champions 2010 for the United States title.
The entirety of Daniel Bryan's career in WWE, he's had a rival in the form of The Miz, and it's plain to see why, since the polar opposite stars have been forced to interact at so many points.
Michael, those two did not get along when The Miz was assigned to be Daniel Bryan's mentor. Bryan had much better wrestling skills, but The Miz argued that Bryan lacked charisma.
Work is being put in by Daniel Bryan. His astonishing acrobatics coming through here.
I believe Daniel Bryan has a strong chance of winning tonight. And the guy was trained by Shawn Michaels, who must have taught Bryan a thing or two about high-pressure matches.
What has happened to you, Corey? You turned into another Saxton. Yeah, and Daniel Bryan was also trained by The Miz. Quite frankly, Bryan should have listened to The Miz more, and maybe he would have won NXT.
He's looking to stretch him from one end of the ring to the other.
Between his championship, his briefcase, and his media obligations, Miz is slipping just a little here. He'll bounce back. You know what? I take back what I said about Daniel Bryan potentially winning NXT. Bryan never could have won NXT. He started with a 10-match losing streak. He probably only quit because he would have been eliminated soon anyway.
Michael, all it takes is one win to change your fortune, and Daniel Bryan looks likely to get that win tonight.
Chopped down with the axe handle.
Even though Daniel Bryan did not have the best track record as an NXT rookie, I think a win tonight would make Daniel Bryan worthy of being a WWE NXT Pro. Don't you think?
If Daniel Bryan ever becomes an NXT Pro, then there's a 1% chance I'll continue. His shoulders are down.
He just powered out there, Cole. Spring got the shoulders down. Up the turnbuckle goes Daniel Bryan. Look out! This is what makes him one of the best in the business.
And the champ kicks out.
The Miz has done it all in this business, so he can escape from jams like that in his sleep.
This looks to be a barn burner, gentlemen. These two guys hate each other.
Corey, come on. The Miz is WWE's fastest rising star, and Daniel Bryan, he's a nerdy vegan. Bryan's got no chance here tonight.
These acrobatics are absolutely astounding.
Michael may have ragged on Daniel Bryan's diet, but that quote-unquote nerdy vegan is WWE's most effective submission expert.
And Miz is as crafty as the day is long. That makes for a pretty interesting confrontation.
Oh, man!
Daniel Bryan took the Miz's spot at SummerSlam last month, and if he keeps this up, he'll take the U.S. title, too.
Byron, the Miz is the future of the WWE. He has to win tonight. Daniel Bryan always thought he was better than The Miz, but just look at what he's done since dumping Daniel Bryan. He's defending the United States Championship on pay-per-view, formed a tag team with Chris Jericho, and defeated 7 men to win Money in the Bank.
Hey, and that's impressive, but if Daniel Bryan was given those same kind of opportunities, he could be a tag team champion and a Money in the Bank winner.
Byron, you really ticked me off with that comment about The Miz being given opportunities like Money in the Bank. He earned those. And it's internet darlings like Daniel Bryan who everyone expects to get the red carpet treatment.
Well, what happens if The Miz comes up short here tonight against Daniel Bryan?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, has it, Byron?
It could be on the verge of occurring. Daniel Bryan from the top rope. Miz is in trouble.
Yeah, but look at The Miz fight back. What a warrior.
Great wherewithal from The Miz. Daniel Bryan hung out to dry.
Oh, no!
Just like that, The Miz has turned the tides in this matchup.
This is what I'm talking about. The champion into the cover.
Gonna take a whole lot more.
Daniel Bryan, this is gonna be big. Lapel lock, the lapel lock is in.
The Miz getting outclassed here tonight, guys.
Oh, man. Likely seeing stars now. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness, crushing it. When this guy's on, look out. Oh, no. Setting him up for something here.
And whatever it is, it's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt bad.
Well-executed drop kick.
But he's running on fumes here. Does he have enough left in him to capitalize?
Big opening for Daniel.
Lapel lock, the lapel lock is in.
We might be looking at a new champ here. He did it! Daniel Bryan is U.S. champion!
No, it can't be.
I don't like to throw around a lot of praise, but my eyes tell me that might have been one of the great matches in recent WWE history.
Here is your winner, and the new United States Champion, Daniel Bryan.
That was a fluke. The Miz slipped and Daniel Bryan somehow took advantage.
The long road for Daniel Bryan leads to the United States title.
These guys look like a couple of hosses going at it out there. Great match.
And I'll tell you, the roof nearly blew off this place in Rosemont when the bell finally rang to end this one.
After I defeated The Miz, my WWE career really started to take off. I won the Money in the Bank briefcase and then cashed it in to beat The Big Show for my first World Heavyweight Championship.
Can you believe it? Daniel Bryan is the new World Heavyweight Champion.
But for every step forward, it seemed like I took 2 steps back. One was pretty big. When at WrestleMania in 2012, I lost the world title in just 18 seconds.
Oh man! A rope kick by Sheamus! Oh my God! Sheamus is the world champion! That may be one of the fastest title changes in the history of WrestleMania!
After that, I was angry and wanted to blame a lot of people for my failure. But it actually led to one of the most enjoyable times of my career.
Daniel Bryan's forced to go to anger management with that man.
No!
I formed an unlikely partnership with Kane.
Shut your mouth right now.
The devil's favorite demon is nothing without the world's toughest vegan! No!
Kane is one of my favorite people. We almost have the same sense of humor.
Daniel Bryan and Kane hugging out tonight. This is the most awkward and weird thing I've ever seen. There we go. Yes. They hugged it out. Anger management, I believe, has been a success.
We just had a lot of fun.
We watch each other's back. Team Hell No style.
we had our first shot at the Tag Team Championships when we faced Kofi Kingston and R-Truth at Night of Champions in 2012.
We're in Boston in a building where many great champions have been crowned, and right now, the tag team titles are on the line. The champions, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth against the unlikely team of Daniel Bryan and Kane.
Talk about an odd couple, Michael. With everything we've seen from Bryan and Kane in the past few weeks, I gotta wonder if Dr. Shelby's anger management therapy can turn these two into a cohesive unit.
What do you know about therapists, Saxton? They've been thrusted into this position while the champions have been centered around their teamwork for the past 5 months. Kane and Bryan only have anger management in common. I wouldn't call that a building block towards tag team titles.
What a hit from R-Truth.
This is a level of destruction no one was expecting. He's inflicting some serious pain here.
You know, I have to say, I have seen some progress in Kane and Daniel Bryan's anger management. I don't think they are all the way there, but there's been definite progress.
I see it too, Michael. We don't see Daniel screaming and...
There it is. The tag has been made.
Oh, he needed that in the worst way, Michael.
Oh, I think this man means business. Kane and Daniel Bryan are seeming to get along thus far, Corey.
Yeah, they're getting along for one reason. To get rid of that quack Dr. Shelby. Even I'd try to get along with you, Cole, if it meant not listening to Dr. Shelby.
In comparing Daniel Bryan and Kane's progress in therapy, I think there are two different cases. Bryan had an emotional breakdown brought on by the WWE Universe, whereas Kane has just been sick and demented since birth.
Well, one of those things for sure. They're both off the rocker in my estimation.
Great job, Dr. Cole.
He delivers a hard clothesline. Daniel Bryan has so much on his mind right now. He was ballistic in a WWE.com interview. The problem is Daniel Bryan, he's a great competitor, but this crowd constantly distracts him. How can anybody do their work when this is going on?
Well, it's absolutely unfair. Bryan has to keep his anger in check while hearing the WWE Universe mock him. And then he also has to focus on his opponent. It's a lot to handle.
Kane showing some expert prowess here.
We touched on how much is going through Daniel Bryan's head right now. Again, this all started when Daniel Bryan thought the fans were embracing him. And then when he realized they were actually humiliating him by repeating his yes chant, Daniel Bryan just snapped.
That's one of the reasons he seemingly has gone off the deep end as of late. And as a result, the Raw general manager forced Daniel Bryan to attend anger management therapy.
And he hits a vicious neck breaker.
Ever since Kofi and R-Truth became allies, they've been on a tear in WWE. They know how to work together as a tag team. Then on the other side of the ring,
he breaks free.
But the damage might have already been done, Michael.
He's a spinning ball of energy.
Comes in off the tag.
And a hammer fist right across the collarbone.
You're talking about being on the same page, and Truth and Kofi certainly are. But what do you think Kane and Daniel Bryan's shared experience in anger management can create a chemistry of sorts?
Kofi and Truth have held those titles for 5 months. It'd be ridiculous to think that trust falls and yelling at kids wearing goat masks for a couple of weeks is going to get you the same kind of chemistry the tag team champions have.
He's
slams him down with authority. I need to say, guys, if Daniel Bryan and Kane can work together and win here tonight, Dr. Shelby deserves a Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, Cole, but I have it on good authority that Dr. Shelby isn't even a certified therapist. My sources on the health board say he dropped out of medical school to visit Tibet on some kind of spiritual excursion. That guy's a fraud.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy.
Kingston is obviously showing concern for R-Truth, as any good tag team partner would.
We haven't really been seeing that kind of concern for a partner between Kane and Bryan, however.
And R-Truth evades that one. There's no recovering from that.
Kofi Kingston is tagged in.
So, Michael, let me ask you, did Daniel Bryan's anger management issues begin way back in April at WrestleMania, when Bryan, who was World Heavyweight Champion at the time...
Here comes Daniel Bryan sending Kingston across the ring.
And Daniel Bryan looking to put Kofi Kingston away for the tag team titles. Drop kick. Kingston's in trouble.
Kane are in peril. The Big Red Machine making the long climb to the top rope.
I don't think Bryan wanted Kane to make the tag.
Oh, not at all. He felt like he was in control. Now Kane is heading up top.
It's just a matter of time until this team implodes. We know they can't stand each other.
Kingston.
Look at Bryan. Bryan is hanging onto the ankle of Kane.
Kingston.
Crash and burn.
And now Daniel Bryan. Shoved away by Kane.
This is hilarious.
Bryan with a shot to Kane.
What is happening?
And knocks Kane off the top rope. Splash into a cover. New tag team champion.
Oh my God.
No way.
Yes way.
I cannot believe what we just saw.
WWE Tag Team Champions Daniel Bryan
who can't stand each other, but now they're tag team champions.
Kane can't believe it. Daniel Bryan is celebrating.
No amount of therapy could have prepared the WWE Universe for this. This is going to be a disaster.
Can you imagine Kane and Daniel Bryan as tag team champions?
You don't have to imagine it. It's a reality.
Man, it's weird.
I guess anger management worked, well, at least somewhat, right?
Team champions! I am the tag team champions! I am the tag
And look at
team
this.
Can't even agree who the real champion is.
What's both of them,
tag team champions! I am the tag team champions!
This is going to be interesting to watch. There's obviously no argument here. They both won the titles.
They can't even enjoy the victory together.
Oh, watch out!
The Big Red Machine certainly not pleased with the situation, but he can call himself one half of the tag team champions.
Team Hell No had a great run, but like most tag teams, Kane and I eventually went our separate ways, and I returned to pursuing my goal of winning singles titles.
I need to win the WWE Championship.
It was around this time I had a series of matches with Randy Orton that would have a much greater effect on my career than I could ever imagine. I put a lot of pressure on myself during this because Randy was really the first real top guy that I had a rivalry with. If I could do well with Randy, that puts you even to another level. I felt I had a lot to prove, which led to some very hard-hitting and physical contests. I got pretty banged up, but I was determined to fight through it and not let it slow me down. So much so that I went on to face Randy Orton in a street fight rematch on Raw.
A sold-out Raw here in Charleston, South Carolina. Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton started the night with a double disqualification, but they will settle things in the main event with a street fight.
Randy Orton called Daniel Bryan a weak link. Kane called Daniel Bryan a weak link. Bryan is here to prove that he is not a weak link.
Tall order as he faces 9-time WWE Champion Randy Orton.
You have to think that's it. The damage has been done. He's displaying classic offense here.
I didn't think technical wrestling wizard Daniel Bryan could hold his own in a street fight, but he's doing pretty well so far.
We're really starting to see the versatility in Bryan's repertoire here.
Yeah, but a versatile repertoire means nothing if Orton can pull off an RKO out of nowhere.
He's inflicting some serious pain here.
We saw Team Hell No dissolve last week on Raw as both Kane and Daniel Bryan turned their sights towards the WWE Championship.
Step one in that process is beating Randy Orton. Defeating a guy of Orton's stature puts you near the front of the line for title opportunities.
Oh, I think this man means business. Randy Orton, no problem in getting out of that one.
Going back to Kane and Daniel Bryan's breakup, it seemed cordial, but their paths could easily cross again if one of them attains the WWE Championship.
Yeah, that reminds me, Michael. Team Hell No didn't officially hug it out when they broke up. Things could be bad between Kane and Bryan.
Dragon suplex. When this guy's on, look out.
And Randy Orton just slips out of harm's way.
Daniel Bryan has been consumed with the idea that he's a weak link due to his performances in tag team competition as of late.
Well, Bryan tends to be consumed by just about every minor annoyance, but he did take the pin in 3 straight tag team championship losses to the Shield.
Orton's starting to falter a bit, and you can tell it's starting to frustrate the Viper.
A street fight should be Orton's forte, but he's facing an extremely motivated Daniel Bryan.
Bringing back up Daniel Bryan as a weak link, note that he's not sorry he let Kane down when he cost Team Hell No the tag titles, or that he failed Randy Orton in their quest for the tag titles. Bryan's just thinking about himself here.
Look, Bryan may have faltered in those matches, but Bryan was also the guy who got Seth Rollins to tap out for the Shield's first ever 6-man tag team loss. He can obviously be a team player, but right now, Bryan is out to prove he's a single superstar.
I think we're about to see a high-risk move from the top rope.
I'm not surprised that Randy Orton couldn't make it as a tag team partner for Daniel Bryan. He hasn't had the best track record with allies this year.
That's true, Byron. Orton put his neck out for the Big Show to help him and Sheamus take on the Shield at WrestleMania. That match ended with Big Show punching out both his partners. Nice move.
You two gentlemen mentioned Orton's bad luck with tag partners. After Big Show's betrayal, Sheamus and Orton couldn't get along. It's a minor miracle that Orton helped Team Hell No beat the Shield.
Needless to say, I don't think we'll be seeing Orton teaming up with anyone in that locker room for quite some time after tonight. It's kind of a shame that Orton and Bryan are fighting tonight and that they will also be brawling with Kane in the Money in the Bank match, since those 3 men are the only... I think this is the beginning of the end.
German suplex through the table.
The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now.
We're seeing 2 favorites of the WWE Universe battle it out here, and it's fitting that the WWE Universe voted for this to be a street fight.
The hashtags have been trending all night on social media, but the people picked a street fight over a Falls Count Anywhere and a lumberjack match. I normally disagree with the people, but they made a good call here tonight.
That's how you make an impact. Now that's the type of move that sends a message to an opponent.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
I don't like the look in his eye here, folks.
Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan are both as tough as they come, and this is a matter of pride between both men. These are two guys you don't want to lose, especially to each other.
Look, we did see things get heated earlier tonight, but I think there's still a level of respect here. Neither is going to cheat to defeat the other. It's all about proving that you are the best.
Saxton, you were blathering about these guys being respectful, and I got to dispute you. Orton's done some despicable things to get ahead, and Bryan certainly wasn't respectful when he cashed in Money in the Bank on the Big Show. You do what you can to get ahead in this industry.
Corey, that's all in the past. The WWE Universe loves both these guys because they're all about competition, not cheating.
He doesn't want to do this outside the ring.
Daniel Bryan has a major task ahead of him tonight. He's got to beat a man with just about every accolade on his resume in the form of Randy Orton.
Yeah, Corey, you're not kidding. Orton has held the Intercontinental Championship, the Tag Team... Big move coming! Wait for it!
So damaging.
The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now.
Uh-oh, Bryan looking for it.
He compared Randy Orton and...
It's in! Walks in! What's Randy Orton gonna do?
Will the Viper tap out?
Orton's in serious trouble.
Trying to drag himself to the ropes, but remember, the ropes aren't going to cause a break here.
Guys.
Because it's a street fight, but Orton with a kendo stick.
Whoa! Repeated strikes with a kendo stick. Orton wearing the weapon out on Daniel Bryan's body.
Just what the WWE's Apex Predator needs is a weapon.
It's all perfectly legal.
You will find absolutely, oh my God, no remorse whatsoever from Randy Orton.
All the frustration inside the Viper bubbling over. Orton's like a man possessed. This won't end well.
And he's got Bryan on the second rope. Randy Orton could be closing in on a victory. Oh, vintage Orton with a DDT.
I think that's the beginning of the end, gentlemen. Randy Orton seems to be preparing to go to that place.
Randy Orton is focused. Randy Orton could be closing in on victory.
Looking for the RKO. No.
Backslide by Bryan. Shoulders are down. Oh. Orton kicks out. Oh, and a kick by Daniel Bryan, and a kendo stick in hand. And Bryan unloading on Orton.
Bryan returning the favor.
He's inflicting some serious pain here. Oh, I think this man needs business.
Ooh, what an uppercut.
And his elbow finds the mark. He's making a statement here with this attack.
Nicely done. The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now.
That's got to be it. Randy Orton, how about that finishing move?
The Viper strikes again. I love it. Orton better not waste this opportunity.
Well done. The quick reversal there by Randy Orton.
This guy can go toe-to-toe with anybody. He's inflicting some serious pain here.
Oh, perfectly executed.
The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now.
Daniel Bryan using the kendo stick for leverage. And Orton taps out. Randy Orton taps out.
What a win for Daniel Bryan.
Career-defining win for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan with one of the biggest victories of his career.
And we knew it was going to be a physically grueling battle between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, and boy, did Bryan earn this.
Gotta give it up to him. Gotta give it up to Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's going to be feeling the effects of this one for some time.
Oh, hold on.
Orton offering a sign of respect.
That's what you love to see. Two great superstars, two great warriors displaying their mutual respect for each other.
It is now time for me to tell you whom I've selected to compete against me for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam.
After my series of matches with Randy Orton, I really started gaining momentum, and both the WWE Universe and Superstars took notice. One of those superstars was none other than my former Velocity opponent, John Cena.
I select Daniel Bryan.
We've both obviously come a long way since that match. But John was on another level.
John Cena is an 11-time WWE Champion.
This was my chance to really prove I belonged in the main event picture on a major show like SummerSlam.
And the question is, for Daniel Bryan tonight, will he become the next John Cena or the first Daniel Bryan?
We even had Triple H as our special guest referee. What could possibly go wrong?
Weeks of anticipation finally leads to this. The most polarizing individual in WWE history, John Cena, against a man with an incredible groundswell of support, Daniel Bryan. Will the 11-time WWE Champion retain his title, or will we enter the era of Bryan?
It's been a long time since we've seen someone be as hot with the WWE Universe as Daniel Bryan has been in recent months. I mean, we haven't seen this kind of electric momentum since guys like The Rock, or even Bryan's opponent, John Cena.
Bryan sees Cena as an entertainer, while Daniel calls himself a wrestler, and a more superior one than Cena. The champion disagrees. We'll see who's right tonight.
Guys, there's a stark difference in the accolades between Daniel Bryan and John Cena. Bryan's never held the WWE Championship, while John Cena has held... Wow, he got out of it.
Yeah, I'm not so sure he had it fully locked in. Again, guys, John Cena is an 11-time WWE champion. Daniel Bryan just wants it once. He wants to be the WWE champion for one reason, and it's not for the fame or the glory. It's so everybody would know that whenever he steps foot in the ring, there is nobody better than him.
In Daniel Bryan's eyes, this is the biggest match of his life. While for John Cena, this is just another SummerSlam. It's hunger versus content.
The human body can only absorb so much of that.
I need to describe to you guys Daniel Bryan's disapproval of John Cena. Calling John Cena a parody, Daniel Bryan doesn't approve of John's look or how he acts. Calls John Cena an entertainer, not a wrestler.
Yeah, but Bryan's not the first guy to say it. John Cena's what's wrong with wrestling. To say, we've had enough of the 5 moves of doom. Daniel Bryan isn't the first, and he won't be the last to want to put Cena out of the picture.
He's bringing it back inside the ring now. It's got to be hard to rebound from that one.
That big elbow pad Cena's sporting could become a target.
Daniel Bryan's a submission specialist. You know he's game plan for that elbow.
Something we'll have to keep an eye on.
He's zeroing in on the arm now. He's got his eyes set on his chest.
Daniel Bryan's been showing shades of his former mentor, Shawn Michaels, here tonight.
Well, Cena's very familiar with Michaels, but Bryan has a greater striking game than HBK ever did.
Look out! This is what makes him one of the best in the business.
He's got the shoulders down. He's got some fight left in him.
Big match John is not going to go down that easily.
You have to possess a different type of focus to punish an opponent like this. A high-risk maneuver in the works from that top turnbuckle.
I think this is the beginning of the end.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. Oh, I think this man means business.
What's going to happen now?
Now that was an
impressive series of moves.
Here he goes.
Leg is trapped, there it is!
STF, the STF locked in. Is he going to make him tap?
That's what he was looking for, Michael.
John Cena with a nice reversal.
Comes up big with the reversal.
Uh-oh, forearm's going to cut off the wind.
I don't think he's got it completely locked in. Whoa, he gets out of it. He's at another level right now, Michael.
Big move coming.
Wait for attitude adjustment.
Warm up the bus. This one is over.
He's got plenty of gas left in his tank.
Have to put in a little more work than that.
Big move coming.
Wait for
incredible move by John Cena.
Are we looking at yet another John Cena victory here?
He's going for it all. Look at this. He's stalking his opponent from the top turnbuckle.
Look at this. Two superstars that have risen to the top of WWE to face off once and for all for the title. Should be a great one.
Ooh! Goes down hard.
He's inflicting some serious pain here.
That should do it.
Got him good there.
Yeah, let's take another look.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Keep your eye on this one.
Big move coming. Wait for it.
It's hard to believe in your feet.
That's how you put an exclamation point on the end of a match, guys. Well, John Cena's in a real bad spot.
Right on his neck and back. Long-term injuries for sure.
Cena would win a power game against Daniel, there's no doubt, and it's on display now.
Yeah, you can do all the moves you want, but sometimes power just prevails.
What a German suplex, guys.
From what we've seen and heard tonight, there must be serious injuries. Oh, the reversal by John Cena. The upper body absorbing a great deal of pain here. And it looks like this one's going out to the floor. He doesn't want to do this outside the ring. Wow, he just slammed him with ease.
His signature slam.
Elbow drop. He's making a statement here with this attack.
Oh, man! Oh, man!
It's got to be over now.
Looks like he's got it applied perfectly.
And he's heading back in. Oh my, right to the back of the head.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Executed perfectly. Going for... That's how you move up the ladder here in WWE.
I don't know, is that enough to stop Cena?
The yes lock is applied. Will his opponent tap?
I don't know, is that enough to stop Cena? And look at the...
Whoa, he works his way out.
A bit of a Houdini job right there.
Solid contact from Daniel Bryan.
Ouch.
He's going for it all.
Daniel Bryan caught by Cena.
Unbelievable power from Cena.
Got him in position for the AA, perhaps. Daniel Bryan rolls him up, shoulders down to win the title on a kick-out.
So close.
Oh, he caught him in the back of the neck.
Nice recovery for Daniel Bryan.
The champion is rocked.
Bryan feels it.
Bryan has Cena where he wants him. Could this be his moment? Running knee.
Cover him.
New champion.
Hooks the
New
leg.
champion.
Bryan's the WWE champion.
He did it. What a trials and tribulations for Daniel Bryan. And he can now call himself champion.
Daniel Bryan celebrates massive moment at SummerSlam.
Oh, whoa, wait.
The former champ clearly objecting to the situation.
Not objecting, Corey. Shaking his hand.
That shows you how much of a class act John Cena is to say, hey, Daniel, tonight you were the better man.
Triple H now celebrating with the new champion. You can only imagine what's going through Daniel Bryan's mind right now. This has got to be the greatest moment of his career.
No doubt about it, Corey.
Oh, no.
What's the... Randy Orton. Oh my God! Orton has the Money in the Bank contract.
Hey guys, you don't think now Randy Orton's thinking about cashing in, do you?
Daniel Bryan says he's ready, but is that smart? He just went through a grueling war with John Cena.
Orton might be having second thoughts.
More mind games from the Apex Predator.
Another and Daniel Bryan's celebration continues. Randy Orton still thinking about it, perhaps. Oh my God!
What the hell?
Triple H!
No!
With a pedigree to Bryan!
What is going on?
You gotta be kidding me!
No, not like this. Not like this.
Randy Orton! Is he gonna cash in? Daniel Bryan's out cold thanks to Triple H! You gotta be kidding me!
I'm still trying to process what we just witnessed.
What is going on?
Randy Orton's cashing in. That's what's going on, Saxton.
Triple H just pedigreed Daniel Bryan, and now Orton.
Triple H just handed Orton the WWE Championship.
You've gotta be kidding me. You've gotta be kidding me.
New
was a setup.
WWE champion,
Randy Orton is the new champion.
I won the WWE Championship that night, but yet again, it was one step forward, 2 steps back. Triple H and Randy Orton teamed up to take the title away from me right after the match.
Randy Orton has cashed in Money in the Bank!
I was champion for all of about 4 minutes, which I've been told ranks among the top 5 shortest title reigns ever, so at least I have that to be proud of. Next chapter was all about facing adversity, which, as you know, I had plenty of experience with up until this point. Week after week, I was up against the Authority, who were doubting my abilities and saying I wasn't worthy of being champion, which really hit close to home.
I need to manage your expectations. Daniel, you might not be an A, but you are a B+.
My former trainer, Shawn Michaels, even joined in on the fun.
Oh, and sweet chant music!
This was also the beginning of the Yes Movement. The chant had been around for a while, but now it carried more weight as a way for the WWE Universe to unite and express their displeasure with how it was being treated. So I started doing this thing, and other people started doing it, and then they start using it for their own things in something that's completely non-related to me.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
So long after I'm done with this and retired, people may still be doing this for things that they're excited about, or to show that they want change, and I just think that that's really cool. But after a while, I could only take so much. I even got to a point where I felt the Yes Movement wasn't going to be enough to overcome the obstruction I faced. Maybe they were right. Maybe I was just a B+ player. So I said, what the hell, and joined the Wyatt family.
I want you to open your eyes! This is the end.
I'm yours. Let me join the family.
It was actually a lot of fun being with the Wyatts. Plus, it was kind of a no-brainer since I already had the beard.
On the mark. experiencing a level of punishment that can only be described as severe. Oh, man! And he lands a hellacious uppercut. Oh, I think this man means business.
Big-time neck breaker.
Devastating tackle. Dangerous spot for him to be in.
He's got to figure out a way to get back in it, guys.
He got him good there. Did you hear that? What impact!
Bray Wyatt isn't setting a good example for his family as he falls behind a bit here.
Wyatt isn't here to set examples, Saxton. Harper, Rowan, and now Daniel Bryan are all in his command, and he'll command them to obliterate the Usos any second now.
He's looking to keep him grounded here. This match can only be won by pinfall submission or escape, and guys, escape won't be easy for anyone tonight.
That's right, Michael. Right before this match, the Director of Operations, Kane, locked the cage door closed. Looks like climbing is the only option to escape.
Jey Uso connecting there with a good shot.
Jimmy Uso isn't looking good in the early going.
When we say oos, he might be saying ow.
Oh, what a Samoan drop! His chest may be black and blue after this. Oh, man!
Uh-oh. I'm afraid to think what's going to happen next.
Got it. Bray Wyatt's plans are crumbling as the Usos establish control in this all-out brawl.
Don't even start to comprehend Wyatt's plans, Cole. He's got the whole world in his hands.
The Wyatt family may have finally met their match in the Usos. They may be smaller, but they enter every match prepared for war. That
Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan looking to escape the cage here. Trying to get up over the top. Meanwhile, the Usos trying to run interference. Remember, you win via escape over the top or through the door or pinfall or submission inside the ring.
Oh, man. Bad landing.
The Usos and now it's the Usos looking to escape. Jimmy and Jey looking to win this matchup. As Harper and Rowan.
Uh-oh, watch out.
Wait, oh my God! The Usos win!
What a victory!
And Harper just blasted one of the Usos. Rowan taking out the other.
You got a fight on the outside after a absolute war inside.
The Usos don't look very victorious right now.
Jimmy and Jey, however, winning the steel cage match over Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt is irate. He is livid.
Bray Wyatt's seemingly master plan just backfired.
Well, he's embarrassed, Byron. He's embarrassed he lost to the Usos. What are we witnessing?
I've got no idea.
Oh, wait a minute.
Daniel Bryan allowing himself to be a sacrifice for Bray Wyatt, or maybe not.
Daniel Bryan defying Bray Wyatt.
The WWE fans are going insane.
This is not a smart move, Bryan.
And now what is Bray doing? Is Bray Wyatt sacrificing himself to Daniel Bryan?
Maybe Daniel Bryan is starting to come to his senses.
Oh, look out! And Bryan loading up Bray Wyatt! And finally Finally, the spell has been broken.
Ryan's decided he no longer wants to be under the control of Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family.
Or was it a ruse all along? Harper and Rowan, they're locked outside of the steel cage as Daniel Bryan continues the assault on Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is in deep trouble as Daniel Bryan unloading.
Bray Wyatt feeling the of Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's been waiting a long, long time for this. And you have to wonder, guys, if this was a complete setup, if this was a ruse. Daniel Bryan is shedding the skin of the Wyatts. Oh, and he hits a magnificent Hurricane Rana.
He's inflicting some serious pain here.
That one fails to connect.
Great idea by him. Too bad it was awfully executed, though.
Right to the knee.
What are we gonna see here?
Look at the power. And now Bray Wyatt pushing forward. Look at this. Bray Wyatt doing some good work here. Talk about having the living hell beat out of you. This might be the end of the line for him here in this Tornado Tag Team match.
That's over at this point.
For a while there, it looked like he was gonna take this match. It's amazing how quickly things can change here in the WWE.
Stiff kick there. Bray Wyatt in pretty bad shape right now. He's dangerously close to losing this match for his team.
He has got to do something quick. The light from Bray's fireflies may be dimming.
Got him with the elbow drop. Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy.
He's looking at it.
That has got to be it.
What a combination, Cole. That might just do it here.
Harper and Rowan can't get in the cage. Daniel Bryan assaulting Wyatt as the other members of the Wyatt family look on. Daniel Bryan is back.
Daniel Bryan is liberated.
Daniel Bryan's going to make the patriarch of the Wyatt family pay with his running knee.
The exclamation point on the end of this relationship.
And the celebration from the newly liberated Daniel Bryan.
Bryan soaking in the moment, as he should. And the WWE Universe absolutely loves it.
Fortunately, my alliance with the Wyatt family was short-lived.
Daniel Bryan shedding the Wyatt skin!
I turned my attention back to fighting for my dreams and becoming WWE Champion again. Unfortunately, the people in charge had other plans, like not even giving me a chance to compete in that year's Royal Rumble match. So it came down to taking matters into my own hands, along with the help of the WWE Universe and the Yes Movement, of course. This led to the night we occupied Raw, one of the highlights of my WWE career.
We are not leaving until we get what we want. And Hunter, you know exactly what we want. A match between you and me at WrestleMania 30. If I beat you I get added to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match.
You get all of it. You get me. You get your deal. And I am going to end this at WrestleMania.
Now, I had an opportunity at WrestleMania, and that's all I ever really wanted. Just a chance to show my peers and the world how great I could be on the grandest stage of them all. Not only once, but potentially twice.
$75,167 sold out in New Orleans. The story since day one is the Authority does not want this man, Daniel Bryan, to be the face of WWE. In their mind, it just wouldn't be best for business, but the Yes movement has forced the Authority's hand.
Will the WWE Universe be chanting yes at the end of WrestleMania? The winner of this match will enter a triple threat match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship later tonight.
It's the King of Kings, the cerebral assassin, the COO, the game. Triple H versus the B-plus player, Daniel Bryan.
Looking at Triple H here, guys, he's the much larger of the two men, but Daniel Bryan's a great striker with his hands and feet, so one thing Triple H is gonna have to adjust to is Bryan's quickness.
And don't forget the advantage of the so-called six-man. That's the Yes movement. But above all that is the fact that Daniel Bryan is in the ring week in and week out. Triple H hasn't been in the ring in a long, long time.
Cole, you mentioned Triple H's time away from the ring being a factor. Let me tell you, when you get to the level of Triple H, there's no such thing as ring rust. The cerebral assassin's already marked the bullseye on Daniel Bryan, and that's Daniel's injured shoulder.
Corey's talking about that same shoulder Triple H attempted to dismantle a couple of weeks ago when he pressed it between the post and a steel chair. Just par for the course when it comes to the Authority's style of corporal punishment.
One move after the other. It's devastating.
Of course, Triple H and Stephanie have been a part of WWE for a very long time. They've seen a lot of flash in the pans, and they think the whole Yes movement is just another fad the fans will stop caring about.
It's easy to get the crowd's attention, their adulation. They can pander to them with cheap one-syllable catchphrases, but in the end, none of it matters, because none of it lasts. In the end, all that's left is the game, and only one man knows how to play it. To expand a little further on this fad of the Yes movement, the thing a lot of people fail to understand is Daniel Bryan and this Yes movement are just a myth. They're a fallacy, a wave that can only last for so long.
Well, this wave is made up of the WWE Universe, Corey, and Daniel Bryan is going to surf on it for as far as it'll take him. Possibly even the main event of WrestleMania.
What do you know, Byron? You're scared of the kiddie pool.
Both of these men have so much to fight for tonight. Triple H looking to do what he believes is best for business and crush the Yes movement. And Byron, Daniel Bryan has over 75,000 reasons sitting here tonight.
Well, Daniel Bryan feels that he owes these people.
It's looking for the win.
That packed a punch. Nobody does it quite like him. I couldn't be more impressed by that combination, Michael.
That'll have you worrying about long-term injuries for sure.
The Yes lock is applied. Will his opponent tap?
The game getting absolutely punished right now.
Triple H, and he breaks free.
Just when you thought he was out of this one. I've been glancing over at Stephanie McMahon throughout this match, and I'm nervous for Daniel Bryan. If there's anybody in this arena who wants to beat up Daniel Bryan more than Triple H, it's Stephanie.
First of all, Saxton, keep your eyes off the game's wife. She's here in support of her husband. There is nothing wrong with that. They share a beautiful love, and Stephanie's just following through on their sacred wedding vows. You should be applauding their love.
Stephanie still at ringside with an evil look on her face, staring daggers at her husband's opponent, thinking about the time she slapped a handcuffed Daniel Bryan. But no, Corey, sure, you're right. The only reason Stephanie is out here is for moral support.
I call for defamation of character by you, Cole. You can't unjustly allude to Stephanie being out here for any other reason than encouragement for her husband, Triple H.
Guys, did you ever wonder why this huge match is on first? You know who has the power to put this match on first here at WrestleMania? That's Triple H. He has plenty of time to rest before the big triple threat match.
Of course, the winner of this match goes on to face Randy Orton and Batista. He's got him where he wants him, tossing him out of the ring, guys. This is in his wheelhouse.
What are we going to see here? The wheels are turning. He's inflicting some serious pain here.
The game getting absolutely punished right now.
And not losing sight of what lies ahead for the winner. With these two battling each other now, how can either one of these men possibly be in shape for another match later?
Well, it's going to be an uphill battle for either man. I'm sure Batista and Randy Orton hope these two beat each other up for 15 more minutes.
It's going to be tough to lift the arm after that. Oh, I think this man means business. He got him with the kick.
I need to question with the way the Authority has treated Daniel Bryan, what kind of example they think they're setting for young superstars who are trying to burst on the scene, perhaps even from NXT.
The Authority exemplifies leadership, Cole. It's hard for an ignoramus like yourself to understand the tough decisions they have to make, all in effort to do what's best for business.
You call me an ignoramus.
Oh, this is dangerous right here.
Corey, my previous question still wasn't answered. What kind of example is the Authority setting? I mean, a few weeks ago, they handcuffed Daniel Bryan and did irreparable damage to his shoulder. Name call me all you want, but there's no defense for that malicious behavior.
The Authority was only protecting Daniel Bryan from himself, and the WWE Universe from an inevitable disappointment. Now, the fans have put Triple H in this difficult position, and quite frankly, I feel for the stress put on the game's shoulders.
Oh, man! And again, guys, so much at stake here tonight for Daniel Bryan and Triple H. The winner will move on to a triple threat for the championship.
With one good arm, here comes
buster by the game.
Stopped in his tracks is Daniel Bryan, and Triple H looks poised to take over.
And now he's looking for the pedigree to put Daniel Bryan away. Nowhere to go, pedigree.
This maybe is over.
Cover by Triple H to advance to the championship match. And Daniel Bryan kicks out. Stephanie cannot believe what just happened. How did Bryan kick out of the pedigree?
It's got to be Bryan's heart. It's Bryan's desire that continually carries him through.
Triple H cannot believe what just happened.
Daniel Bryan might not have anything left in the tank. There you see Stephanie shouting a few words of encouragement to her husband, the game, to finish the job.
Everything the Authority has tried to do to suppress the dreams and desires of Daniel Bryan.
Stephanie perhaps reminded Triple H that Daniel Bryan is just a B-plus player.
The Authority for so many years trying to hold Daniel Bryan down, and now an opportunity tonight to end Daniel Bryan's dream here at WrestleMania.
When will Daniel Bryan realize that he is downright overmatched right now?
It's not in Daniel Bryan's DNA, Corey. He doesn't accept failure.
Triple H dragging him to the middle of the ring, looking once again to put Bryan away with a second pedigree. And Daniel Bryan able to reverse it. Bridges on the cover, and Triple H kicks out.
Triple H held on.
And now once again, Triple H going for the pedigree on Bryan.
Bryan trying to block it.
Daniel Bryan showing signs of life. Oh! And another knee.
Measured brutality from the cerebral assassin.
As much as we talk about the heart and the desire of Daniel Bryan, you cannot discount the incredible experience of the game, Triple H.
The in-ring acumen of Triple H, second to none, as Daniel Bryan is about to find out once again.
No! Bryan caught him! Daniel Bryan with an opening! Bryan has an opportunity! Daniel Bryan misses wildly! Triple H, though! Bryan lands on his feet, backs into the corner. Running knee! They're out of nowhere! The cover! Hook to the leg! He did it! Wow!
The one thing I worry about with Triple H in this match is his overconfidence. This is the game's 18th WrestleMania. He's made us aware that he's put down a lot of superstars with more credentials than Daniel Bryan under these bright lights.
One of the biggest upsets in WrestleMania history. Daniel Bryan has stunned the world.
Do you not see the ramifications of what just happened? Now we have this guy, this everyday guy, Daniel Bryan, in the WrestleMania main event.
And New Orleans couldn't be happier about it, Corey. Yes! Yes!
Bryan lands on his feet. Out of the corner. Running knee! Running knee! Can Daniel Bryan do it? Can he do it? Yes! 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 Yes!
I've never had any concerns or doubts about wrestling more than once.
One of the biggest upsets in WrestleMania history. Daniel Bryan has stunned the world. Oh, Triple H from behind.
So after the first match, I was backstage. And I just spent most of the time trying to get my body warmed up to go out there again.
There's no way that he can be 100% for this match. The kid's got guts.
If there's three things that I have that you would say, what are your best attributes? Legs, lungs, heart. And I never get tired.
This is the main event of WrestleMania 30 for the richest prize in the business. Randy Orton defends his WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat match against the Royal Rumble winner Batista and the leader of the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan.
Everyone enters with determination to succeed in the main event of this historic 30th WrestleMania. But Daniel Bryan enters with the Yes Movement on his back and a shoulder attack by Triple H in the first match of the show.
Well, this is Triple H's last line of defense. Daniel Bryan somehow still standing after his first match and Triple H's attack. Now Daniel Bryan is going to wage battle against Triple H's two biggest soldiers. If Orton and Batista can work together, Bryan won't be a factor.
A maneuver like that is a great way to turn the tables.
It's got to be hard to rebound from that one. Back in the ring now. Oh, I think this man means business.
Nice job by Randy Orton there.
Randy Orton has a big chip on his shoulder tonight. Batista's been arguing with Stephanie McMahon. Daniel Bryan's been fighting with Triple H. Orton's almost become an afterthought in his own title defense.
Well, for a guy who's clamored to be the face of the WWE and the centerpiece of the Authority, Orton has a lot to prove tonight, even with that championship around his waist.
The two of you called Orton a quote-unquote afterthought, and he's going to disprove that tonight when he exits the biggest WrestleMania ever as WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Well, he's got two of the most hungry competitors in WWE to topple first, so I wouldn't call this one for the Apex Predator just yet.
He's looking a little wobbly here, guys.
Michael, his legs look like they're about to give out on him. Had this night started as most folks expected, we would have seen Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton face off in the main event of WrestleMania. Who would have thought when the trio formed Evolution a decade ago that they'd all be at each other's throats right now?
All partnerships go out the window when the WWE World Heavyweight Championship enters the picture.
This is it.
Incoming. He's inflicting some serious pain here.
This might be the opportunity he needed.
Bringing back up the tatters of Evolution you two mentioned. Brings down his opponent, and here it is, Corey.
The yes lock's applied. Orton might tap out.
Oh, look who's back. Triple H, Stephanie.
The Authority just wants to have a bird's eye view of what's going on.
No, more than that, Corey.
Triple H just ripped the referee out of the ring. I believe Daniel Bryan could have won the championship right there.
Clearly, Triple H is still bitter over losing to Daniel Bryan earlier on tonight.
Yeah, the reason Daniel Bryan has made it to this matchup. Meanwhile, is Daniel Bryan, Batista with a spine buster.
Triple H now summoning a new official.
What the? Oh, come on.
I'm sure this referee's going to be fair.
It's all about what's best for business, gentlemen.
It's all about screwing over Daniel Bryan.
Looking to put Bryan away with a Batista bomb. Here's the cover. And a kick out. A kick out.
Not quite.
The Authority obviously unhappy with the performance of this official.
It's just continued oppression by the Authority. Trying to control the narrative, control the match.
Who signs your paycheck, Saxton?
Yeah, but the bottom line is this. Daniel Bryan has had his back against the wall since the beginning of this night. He's been banged up, he's bruised, he's battered. Now he's got the Authority against him once again. Meanwhile, Batista to the post. And Daniel Bryan.
Bryan trying his best to fight this uphill battle.
Bryan's fired up. Look out! Bryan! Suicide dive down on the Authority.
Right now, it's Daniel Bryan against the world. Do whatever you gotta do to survive.
Daniel Bryan battling, fighting everybody. And they're rolling up Batista. Shoulders are down. And just breaking things up is Randy Orton.
How close was Daniel Bryan?
As close as Daniel Bryan's ever gonna get, because now the plan is coming together, and Bryan's gonna end up on the short end of the stick.
And now the assault outside the ring by Randy Orton. Remember, triple threat rules, no countouts, no disqualifications. Anything goes as Bryan is whipped into the barricade. And Randy Orton now unleashing fury on Bryan.
Randy Orton seemingly in desperation mode, along with Batista doing whatever they can to suppress Daniel Bryan.
This is clearly about injuring Bryan, ending his career, and now Randy Orton with steel stairs in hand.
Yeah, this very well could end Bryan.
Oh my God, Bryan driven down again.
Daniel Bryan's fairy tale evening just came to a screeching halt.
Oh, look at this, Batista and Randy Orton game planning their next form of attack.
This is absolutely disgusting.
Oh boy.
Oh, now right here in front of us, the announce table being ripped apart. You can only imagine what Batista and Orton have planned here.
Perhaps the final act to disable the dreams of Daniel Bryan.
Bryan can't even move. He's defenseless out here.
Bryan is giving it his all. So much heart, so much determination.
Oh my God. To the announce table now. Bryan went through hell in the first match tonight, and now a second match against Orton and Batista.
You don't think?
What the?
Oh, I do think. Batista wants to end Bryan's career right here.
Oh no.
Up goes Bryan.
Oh! Batista bomb to an RKO!
My
right
God.
through our table!
My goodness.
Are you kidding me? Bryan's been broken in half!
Be careful what you ask for, Daniel Bryan, because you just might get it.
Absolute no concern for the health and well-being of Daniel Bryan.
And now the medical personnel bringing in a stretcher.
What a horrible sight.
Oh, what a horrible way for this night to end for Daniel Bryan, who fought so valiantly earlier on to beat Triple H, to get to this triple threat match for an opportunity at the championship, the main event at WrestleMania. And now
Batista just flattened Orton.
Yeah, Batista and Orton, who had an alliance moments ago, now turn this into a one-on-one match for the WWE title.
That's what they wanted. That's what Batista and Randy Orton wanted. They wanted Daniel Bryan out of the equation so they could compete for the championship.
Well, it's also what the Authority wanted as well. Triple H and Stephanie. They wanted Daniel Bryan out of here. Been a thorn in their side forever.
Batista once again in complete control. The Apex Predator being beaten down.
Meanwhile, medical personnel continue to work on Daniel Bryan as this match continues for the WWE Championship.
All right, now it's Batista who's in firm control
again
over the Viper.
Well, the Animal returned to WWE for one reason, to be the best.
And look at Orton fighting back, but again, driven back down to the floor.
Now the Animal could be just moments away, Corey, from accomplishing that goal.
And Orton rolled back into the ring by the Animal, Batista. But Orton caught him. And now Randy Orton's got Batista where he wants him.
Batista took too much time, and he may pay for it.
Went for the DDT, and Batista launches Orton over the top rope. Meanwhile, Daniel Bryan's being stretchered back to the locker room area for medical treatment.
No.
Randy Orton off the apron, face first goes Batista. And there's Bryan being carted away.
Better bring that stretcher back here. We might need it for Batista.
Terrible, terrible way for this night to end for Daniel Bryan. But Daniel Bryan, what is he doing?
Listen, I get the fighting spirit of Daniel Bryan, but Bryan's hurt.
What is Daniel Bryan doing?
Bryan's got more guts than brains, period.
Medical personnel try to get Daniel Bryan out of here, and now Orton has Bryan.
Oh, Randy Orton's going to make sure that Daniel Bryan heads back to the locker room on a stretcher after driving him into the steps. Randy Orton has found an answer here. For weeks, Batista and Randy Orton have complained that this isn't a one-on-one match, but it may be soon if they keep incapacitating Daniel Bryan.
Well, give the mother of all assists to Triple H for his heinous post-match attack earlier tonight.
Oh, I think this man means business. Batista isn't looking good here, guys. The Animal may fall short of his WrestleMania mission right here.
Well, if Batista loses here tonight, I don't think he'll be able to deal with it.
Back in from the floor. Oh, man! Oh, man!
Success breeds success, and he's definitely having some right now.
So damaging. Oh, man! Randy Orton, no problem in getting out of that one. Uh-oh, look at this.
Nelson applied.
Here we go, back inside the ring. Uh-oh, here we go, here we go! Impressive series of moves right there.
That's what he was looking for, Michael. Oh, man, Batista's in trouble now.
Got him the S-lock.
That has got to be it.
He did it! He did it! The Miracle Kid! The Miracle Kid!
It's a miracle on Bourbon Street! Yes! Yes! Yes!
This entire match was just one big highlight reel, and I didn't expect anything else.
Here is your winner, Daniel Bryan!
Daniel Bryan just overcame the Authority.
Daniel Bryan just had the greatest performance in 30 years of WrestleMania. In one night, he defeated Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton, and is now WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
When you win a triple threat match like this, you're telling the entire locker room that you are the one to beat.
You may be in New Orleans tonight, but I assure you there was nothing easy about that win right there.
WrestleMania 30 was truly a night I will never forget.
Batista gonna tap. He did it! He did it! The impossible dream has become reality!
This was a show that people came to wanting to see Daniel Bryan win.
Tonight marked one of the most incredible performances in the history of WrestleMania!
I felt like I was an integral part of this show and not just winning the championship. To have my family there and my friend Connor Mahalik just really put it over the top. I still vividly remember after the match I go out there and hug Connor. When I think of WrestleMania 30, it really put into perspective any challenges I had, and also made me appreciate the platform I could use to inspire kids like Connor to continue to fight through some pretty serious adversity, just by doing what I love to do. In WWE, you don't really get a chance to sit back and enjoy the moment for too long.
Oh my God! Kane coming from out of nowhere!
I am going to eviscerate Daniel Bryan and send him to the depths of hell.
It was fitting that my first big title defense came against my former partner Kane. Little did I know, it would also be my last.
He's inflicting some serious pain here. Oh, shoulder breaker! That landed perfectly. Oh, man! Oh, and he lands right on the small of his back. He's displaying classic offense here. I'm sitting here utterly flabbergasted that the official didn't see that. I just can't believe it. Kane making a statement as we speak. I don't want to know what that feels like. Putting it all on the line. Flies from the top turnbuckle with the missile drop kick. Oh no, we've got a problem here, guys.
No kidding. Who knows what'll happen next?
You know, going into this match, Daniel Bryan was wearing a neck brace all week. I guarantee you he's still hurt from when Kane chokeslammed him. There is no way the champ's at 100%.
Hold on, guys. This isn't good.
No question about it, Cole.
Leaving himself open here.
Now, guys, I can't think of a worse place for him to be right now.
Perfect timing on that Hurricane Rana. I'll repeat Corey's statement regarding Daniel Bryan being in a neck brace all week. A product of Kane delivering 3 tombstone pile drivers. One of those right on our announce table. After the assault, Daniel had to be rushed to the nearest medical facility.
It was just more evidence that Kane can't be controlled. I really don't want to see Daniel Bryan stretchered out of this arena again, but that's a high possibility in an Extreme Rules match.
Showing off some of his speed there.
This week, Bryan said he's going to send the devil's favorite demon back home by any means necessary. Even if that means Daniel has to go down to hell with it.
You say that like it's a bad thing for Kane. Kane loves him. When Daniel Bryan gets there, Kane's going to give him a grand tour. Show him all the hot spots.
This might be it. Oh, my. Nearly 16,000 WWE fans in attendance trying to will Daniel Bryan on here in New Jersey, the Garden State.
Kindergarten State, Cole. They named it after the average intelligence level of their citizens. I still don't get it, but I can't deny Daniel Bryan having a connection with WWE fans.
And no luck against Kane there. Corey, you said you don't understand the logic behind Daniel Bryan's connection to fans. Well, I think Daniel is a... Kane looking at this quicker.
He's not done fighting yet.
He's got some more fight in him, guys. Oh, boy, he is rolling.
Oh, he's such a tough target. Oh, I think this man means business. Daniel Bryan is the heart of a lion, no doubt about it. Will it be enough to get him through this match?
Heart of a lion, but cursed with the face of a goat.
Of course, guys, anyone with a family can sympathize with Daniel Bryan. Such a frightening scene we saw last week when Kane tried to drag Daniel Bryan's new wife, Brie Bella, to the bottom of the ring.
Such a horrifying scene, Michael. To hear Brie screaming for her life is something that'll traumatize Daniel Bryan forever.
Avoids trouble there. We mentioned Kane's attack on Brie. I think as a result, this fight has become about more than the championship for Bryan. Kane put his hands on Daniel's wife.
Oh, any husband knows that's a big mistake. Now this is more than a match. This is more than a fight. This is more than...
He might have it. Daniel Bryan had such a tumultuous... What a collision!
Wow, Kane is getting absolutely pummeled.
Kane is looking to end this right now.
These athletes seem to have tried everything in their playbook. Oh, there's more in their arsenal, I promise you that. I don't know what it is, but they'll find it.
There's no denying that the rigors of this Extreme Rules match are starting to take their toll on these superstars.
What a brutal beating.
And you can't blame Daniel Bryan for this ire and for this fury. This is more than about the championship. Kane made it personal when he went after Daniel Bryan's wife, Brie.
This speaks to the power of the Big Red Machine. One right hand flattens Bryan.
Oh, my God, and Bryan
launched into the LED wall.
This is the kind of match that could take years off your career.
Right now, the Demon Kane plans to annihilate the movement of the masses. Kane versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in an Extreme Rules match.
Extreme Rules is the only
choke slam straight to hell.
Here's his moment, Michael. Somebody stop this. Warm up the buses. This one's over.
Nice combination there.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. What the heck? Kane's got that cylinder.
Don't do this.
And Daniel Bryan luckily moved out of the way as Kane put it through the windshield.
That wouldn't have just taken Bryan's title. It might have taken his career.
And Kane again with a right hand knocking Bryan down.
The devil's favorite demon just overwhelming the champion.
Oh, and Kane put his hand through the windshield.
Bryan has got himself a temporary reprieve, and now Bryan is digging in the trunk.
And now it's Daniel Bryan looking for in the trunk of the car.
What is that?
The crowbar.
Oh, my God, a tire iron. Right off the face of Kane.
Kane is out.
Remember Extreme Rules. Anything goes. You win via pinfall or submission for the WWE World Heavyweight title.
Guys, Kane is barely moving.
And now the problem is you got to get back into the ring, right?
Good luck with that.
How does Daniel Bryan do this?
Hey, you're not going to drag a 300-plus pounder all the way back into the ring.
Especially when you're Daniel Bryan's size. I mean, he's got time. There are no countouts, but this is ridiculous. How do you drag this carcass into the ring?
Oh, look at this.
I'll tell you how, Michael Cole, you get very creative.
This could actually work.
You don't think. Kane's coming too. Kane's coming too.
Bryan's ready for it.
Again with the tire iron. Daniel Bryan getting extreme on Kane.
Bryan trying to ensure there is absolutely no movement from Kane. And I think Bryan's gonna drive this thing.
Does he know how?
He's got to figure it out.
Figure it out right now. He's got Kane out cold on the forklift, lifting it up. Daniel Bryan, what an ingenious way to get Kane back to the arena.
Hey, we keep saying anything goes, including driving forklifts. Heading back to ringside.
This is incredible. I've never seen anything like this. Never, ever. Can you believe this, guys?
Believe it. It's happening.
Kane is out.
Bryan raising the forklift.
Hey, pretty good for his first time.
He's going to dump Kane in the ring. He's actually going to dump Kane into the ring.
He did it.
And Kane's still out.
Where the hell is Bryan going?
I don't know about this.
No way. Daniel Bryan to the top of the forklift. Kane's all the way across the ring.
You don't need to do this, Bryan.
Kidding me? No way! Get out, Daniel! Get down!
Yes, way!
Go! Bryan with a headbutt on the top of the forklift. Right now, the Demon Kane plans to annihilate the movement of the masses. Kane versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in an Extreme Rules match.
Extreme Rules is the only setting fit for such a personal rivalry. Kane has turned Daniel Bryan's dream into a nightmare, and we don't know what that'll rock him.
That's how you put an exclamation point on a match.
Great move. Wow, Kane is getting absolutely pummeled.
He releases it.
And you can debate whether or not that would have been the end. Interesting decision there.
Look out. Here he goes.
He's inflicting some serious pain here. But he's running on fumes here. Does he have enough left in him to capitalize?
And will this be it? 2, 3. Daniel retains the championship. He slays the Demon. Extreme Rules is not for the faint of heart, as you can see in these highlights.
That was just one of those matches that the men involved should just be proud to be a part of. A legendary performance.
Here is your winner, Daniel Bryan.
What an effort by Daniel Bryan. Talk about never say die. Can you believe it?
I don't have to believe it. I saw it. The Demon Kane took Daniel Bryan on the tour through hell he promised, but Daniel Bryan managed to survive.
You can bet there's going to be a celebration tonight. Guys, I have to say, that was an amazing match.
Shortly after my match with Kane, I found out I needed surgery. Years of physical matches had finally caught up to me. As much as I had fought against it, I was forced to give up my WWE title that I fought so hard to win.
When will I come back? I have no idea. But I think all of you know the answer to this question. Will I come back? Yes! 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 Yes!
To make things worse, what was supposed to be a 6 to 8 week recovery eventually turned into 8 months of physical rehab and training to regain strength. Finally, I returned to WWE in late 2014 and went on to win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
With over 70,000 people chanting yes. What an emotional moment for Daniel Bryan.
It appeared I was getting my career back on track, until a few weeks later when I suffered another injury. Almost a year after I had to relinquish the WWE title, I was now back in the same position, this time handing over the Intercontinental title.
The Intercontinental Championship deserves to be in this ring, and in this ring is where I am going to leave it.
I thought this was just another setback in my WWE journey that I'd have to overcome, but it turned out to be much more serious than that. As I went through the process of trying to get cleared by various doctors, I decided that it was time to take a step back and face an unfortunate reality. My in-ring career was over. On February 8th, 2016, in my home state of Washington, I said goodbye to everything I worked for and dreamed of.
It is with a heavy heart and the utmost sadness that I officially announced my retirement. I have loved this in a way that I have never loved anything else. And for that, I'm grateful.
After my retirement, I had to step away from WWE for a while. I needed some space. Plus, my wife, Brie, and I were trying to start a family. But after some time went by and my emotional wounds had somewhat healed, I returned to WWE as the general manager of SmackDown Live.
And this show, it's about the amazing superstars and giving them the opportunities that they deserve.
I was having a blast as GM, but it wasn't quite the same. Whenever I see new guys that are really talented, I was like, ooh, imagine the match I could have with that guy. So with Brie's encouragement, I didn't give up fighting for my dreams. Having our daughter really made me feel like I needed to come back. I think it's a strong message to really say like, hey, there are some things that people are gonna tell you no, and you have to keep fighting for it if you really believe in yourself. So I think that's an important lesson to teach our baby. And selfishly also, I wanted Birdie to be able to see me wrestle.
Look at all those people watching. Hi, can you say hi? He's a shy little bird.
A little over 2 years after I said goodbye in Seattle, I got the amazing news that I was able to return.
You need to fight for your dreams. And if you fight for your dreams will fight for you.
Fortunately, I got quite the welcome back from a couple of old friends.
Oh, Kevin, no! The general manager's fighting back against Owens and Zayn.
I propose Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens face Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
It was pretty surreal that I made my WrestleMania return in the same building where 4 years earlier I had the greatest night of my career. And in a lot of ways, this night meant even more.
It goes without saying that Shane is fighting an uphill battle right now, but Shane McMahon doesn't care.
You got to remember all the vitriol and contempt that Shane McMahon has had for months for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Well, Shane's understandably concerned about Daniel Bryan in his first match back in the ring, but Shane needs to be thinking about his own well-being.
Oh, wow.
Nice job by Shane McMahon.
How's this going on? How's the official missing this? This capacity crowd is beside itself.
Look at Shane McMahon here.
And look, it hung up on the second.
Get in there, ref.
Stop in the leg. Just nasty.
Just a step quicker, it looks like.
Owens is looking one step closer to the unemployment line.
Oh, Kevin Owens hates lines. You know he'll cut in that one, too.
And he lands a savage elbow. Corey, we could argue that no one was happier to hear that Daniel Bryan was cleared than Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were. That's why it was shocking to see them turn on their friend.
Oh, listen, Daniel Bryan's dream was to come back and compete in the ring. And we're happy that he's back. The problem is he fired Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Now their dream is to fight Daniel Bryan. It's their dream to obliterate him.
The human body can only absorb so much of that.
Nice job by Shane McMahon.
He's really taking over this match now. Zayn is becoming the target of vengeance sought by SmackDown Live's authority figures.
This is only the start of the punishment Zayn and Owens so richly deserve.
Yeah, he's running hot right now, but we'll see if he can sustain it for long.
And look, it hung up on the second.
Great offense by Shane McMahon.
Look at Shane McMahon here. Tonight is a culmination of pent-up emotions since SummerSlam. Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn have been at odds for months. Not only the two sides, but we've also seen Bryan angry at Shane and Zayn fight with Owens.
It's been crazy, Michael. Owens has hated Shane since the commissioner screwed him out.
Shane looking to finish.
Oh boy, he is rolling. That's a combination, bam!
There it is. Just as devastating the second time around.
Looks like he's pinpointing the back.
We've got a crowd of over 77,000 hoping for yet another YesOmania tonight. Many fans here tonight were in this very arena 4 years ago when Daniel Bryan became WWE Champion. And who could forget next year's WrestleMania where Bryan became Intercontinental Champion?
After that brutal attack to start the match, this match might end with the embarrassment similar to Bryan's first ever WrestleMania, where he lost the WWE Championship in 18 seconds.
Corey, Byron, the two of you touched on the highs and lows of YesOmania. Bryan's won and lost titles here, but I don't think he expected to go from the thrill of his first ring entrance in years to the pain of Shane McMahon. Big move coming.
This is a level of destruction no one was expecting. He's just so dominant.
Corey, we could argue that no one...
Coast to coast! Game, set, match. This one is over.
Let's take a look at the replay.
That's highlight reel material right there.
We've seen some great tag team action over the years here in WWE, and will he be victorious? He's inflicting some serious pain here. It's just a matter of time now.
Boom, right across the small of the back.
I can't tell you how many victims have suffered the same fate.
Boom, right across the small of the back.
Just a clubbing axe handle. Tonight is a culmination of pent-up emotions since SummerSlam. Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn have been at odds for months. Not only the two sides, but we've also seen Bryan angry at Shane, and Zayn fight. Shane McMahon with the opportunity here.
That's a combination, bam! That's how you put an exclamation point on the end of a match, guys.
From what we've seen and heard tonight, there must be serious injuries.
Whoa, Zayn dodged that one.
Lightning quick.
Caught him right on the bridge of the nose. He's going for the pin. One. Shane McMahon quickly getting the shoulder up.
And we continue.
Remember, Byron, if Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, if they win, they'll be rehired to SmackDown Live.
That is not a comforting thought for Daniel Bryan or Shane McMahon or the rest of the SmackDown Live roster for that matter.
A lot of pride on the line here in this tag team encounter, but only two of these competitors will end up getting what they came for, the win.
I think it was an ill-advised decision for Shane to start this match after his partner was taken out.
I agree. An incredible move by Shane McMahon. This one is over.
Shane McMahon with the cover.
Oh, and breaking things up is Kevin Owens.
Right across the injured abdomen.
Owens and Zayn fighting for their livelihood, fighting for their careers.
Here's a tag.
Owens now legal.
KO looking to go up to the top rope.
This will be such poetic justice.
Oh! Frog splash! Cover on Shane!
No!
And breaking things up is Daniel Bryan.
Desperation on both sides here.
Well, Daniel Bryan was out of here. He left on a stretcher.
Well, he did, but he's now back. And Owens and Zayn are beside themselves.
Owens and Zayn thought it was a foregone conclusion.
Oh, no! Went for the cannonball. Shane moved out of the way. Bryan's back up on the apron. Oh, and what a right hand. Fighting back, trying to make a tag. Meanwhile, from behind, he's got a sleeper hold here.
Daniel Bryan wants the tag.
Almost, but not quite. And Shane now creates separation. Could this be his moment?
Shane absolutely desperate. Needs to make this tag and needs to make it now.
Can he get there? Can he make the tag to Daniel Bryan? If he does, this place will explode.
Shane crawling with everything he's got, trying to inch himself closer to Daniel Bryan.
Almost there, almost there.
Yes.
Tag made.
Here we go.
And here comes Daniel Bryan, his return to WWE in-ring competition. And Bryan unloading with the right hands. And look at Bryan go.
Knocks him off of the apron. Daniel Bryan is on fire right now.
Bryan attacking with a fury.
A moment we never thought we'd see. Vintage Bryan as he lands at his feet.
Full speed ahead.
Bryan, down he goes. Bryan fired up. Oh, wow. Baseball slide takes him out.
Daniel Bryan on the apron.
Oh, he connects.
He's stalking his opponent from the top turnbuckle.
Daniel Bryan on the top rope. Oh, the missile drop kick.
Daniel Bryan came down hard. You got to wonder if the injuries are coming into play.
Bryan's just right. Uh-oh, from behind.
Oh, Daniel Bryan, though.
Rolls him off.
And now what does Bryan do? Turns his attention back to the corner. Ooh, the running drop kick. And the other one on the other side. And Daniel Bryan looks like the Daniel Bryan of old.
Like he hasn't missed a step.
Bryan controlling the entire tempo of this match by himself.
This is incredible. What a moment. Look at this. Got him caught.
Ow, that hurt.
You have to possess a different type of focus to punish an opponent like this.
Whoa, Zayn dodged that one.
Lightning quick.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business.
Goes down hard.
I think this is the beginning of the end.
One move after the other. It's devastating.
Is it enough to put Sami Zayn away?
Hard not to be impressed by that combination.
He's looking at it.
so damaging. But he's running on fumes here. Does he have enough left in him to capitalize?
Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron.
Uh-oh, Bryan looking for it.
The yes lock! The yes lock is applied! Just when you thought he had nothing left. Bodies are not...
And that's it! This one is over.
Hard to imagine, but that match was even better than advertised. Here's another look at that history-making encounter.
There's good, there's great, and then there's downright unbelievable WWE action.
Here
Ladies and gentlemen,
are your
you just got a
winners,
taste of the
Shane
unbelievable.
McMahon and Daniel Bryan.
That's a big win, although there was a moment there where I thought it was going to go the other way.
These two work so well together, Michael. I'd be surprised if they went their separate ways anytime soon.
That's one of those personal WrestleMania moments and memories that will last a lifetime. I'm so glad we all got to be a part of it.
Since I've returned to the ring, everyone wants to know, what's next for Daniel Bryan? Well, I'm not even sure I know the answer to that question.
What a comeback story!
There are so many amazing superstars who I never got the chance to face before I retired. Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles. The dream match possibilities are endless. If I've learned anything from my difficult road in WWE, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And no matter what obstacles life throws in front of you, you have to fight for your dreams. What would happen if Daniel Bryan faced Bryan Danielson?
This is pure competition, about to do battle.
Daniel Bryan's a little bit softer than Bryan Danielson.
It's not my fault!
And that comes from being in all these buildings where we have showers and trainers and tape available. Bryan Danielson on the independents didn't have any of that. Like, you just go out there, it's gritty, it's rough, and you have to have a certain amount of mental toughness. But Daniel Bryan is a lot more savvy, a more intelligent in-ring performer, knows when to do stuff, why he's doing it. So Daniel Bryan versus Bryan Danielson, it's kind of a toss-up. I'm gonna let you decide.
Guys, this is a dream match right here. Daniel Bryan is taking on indie wrestling superstar Bryan Danielson.
It's going to be a nightmare for that Danielson nerd when Daniel destroys this internet darling.
These guys have eerily similar styles, so I look forward to seeing how they match up.
Nice move. He's trying to mangle his face here. Look out. Oh, man. Oh, man. This Danielson kid is falling behind. He obviously can't keep up with a true professional like Daniel Bryan.
As much as I hate to say it,
oh, and he slips out.
Wow, looked to me like he had it locked in pretty good. I guess not.
Oh, I think this man means business. Worrying about long-term injuries for sure. And that one grounds him.
I didn't realize he had such a glass jaw.
He may be a dweeb, but I'll say that this Bryan Danielson guy is at least respectful of authority. I saw him shaking a lot of hands backstage before the match.
Daniel Bryan has a good reason to defy authority. He spent years being held down by Triple H and the McMahons. Danielson is a young guy who hasn't learned some harsh truths yet.
We We were discussing Danielson's potential relationships here in WWE. I think the higher-ups might like his clean-cut style, and I bet The Miz could give him some fashion tips.
Yeah, something tells me Miz and Danielson don't have much in common, Cole.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. He'll be feeling the effects of that for a while. Oh, going to the top, high risk.
Look, I've spent time outside of the ring with Bryan Danielson and Daniel Bryan, and I have to say, neither guy's gonna party till they drop, but they're nice guys, but they can be a little bit awkward in social situations.
Neither guy has the life of the party, but I know if Daniel Bryan invited me to a party, I'd at least have a lot of a look at this. He comes up big there.
Victory is on the horizon.
Big move coming.
Wait for it.
He's inflicting some serious pain here.
That should do it.
He's got the shoulders down. I wouldn't have been surprised if that was it. Wow.
Unbelievable. A win here tonight would be monumental for Bryan Danielson. Beating a main eventer like Daniel Bryan could spring this newcomer into the title picture.
Wow, that's a hot take there, Saxton. Of course, any guy who can beat Daniel Bryan rises in the power rankings. The only question is, what title Bryan Danielson would contend for?
And he escapes the submission.
And good thing, that could have been disastrous.
The two of you brought up the extremely unlikely scenario of Bryan Danielson winning and trying for a title. Win or lose, Danielson needs the help of a veteran. Maybe he could team with his opponent tonight and try the tag team ranks.
Oh, given his lean frame and speed in the ring, Danielson could potentially contend with 205 Live's best. He'd be a pretty good cruiserweight champion.
I think this is the beginning of the end.
Clearly on a mission here.
Just when you thought he had nothing left.
And if you thought the first one was brutal, you know, you just can't teach experience. You have to live it. That gives Daniel Bryan a huge advantage in this match.
Good point, Corey. They say there's no greater teacher than adversity, and Daniel Bryan has earned a wealth of knowledge from that teacher. Oh boy, he is rolling.
He may get the 3 count right there, and he kicks out.
Not yet.
When you guys talk about adversity being Daniel Bryan's greatest teacher, it reminds me how Bryan Danielson must have been the hugest teacher's pet. Sort of like,
oh, going for it! Going for it!
The yes lock is applied. Will his opponent tap?
But he's running on fumes here. Does he have enough left in him to capitalize?
Daniel Bryan overcomes his past.
Turning back the hands of time.
Let's look back on the action from the last match.
I could watch highlights of that one all night long. One of the great WWE matches I've ever been able to watch.
Here is your winner, Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan has shown how much a man can learn, how much a man can grow when he's doing what he loves.
When you strive for 2 decades to be the best, these are your results.
When you get a one-on-one match like that, you hate to see one of them come up short. That's just the harsh reality of it.
And that'll do it here for this one-on-one match. I hope you enjoyed it as much as this live crowd.
Well, happy Earth Day, everybody. So if I weren't doing this, I would like to be a farmer.
I love looking out here and seeing the beauty of it all.
Yeah, I think it's a very rewarding experience to be out in the dirt with your hands and making food.